Apple did it. MacBook Neo wasn't a code word. It's the name of this all-new MacBook priced at $599 USD. So this is an entry-level MacBook running the A18 Pro chip, which was found in the iPhone 16 Pro lineup. So straight away, this is not aimed at pro users. Where this laptop shines is it's offering an easier price point for casual internet browsers and content watchers, students as well, I'd say young kids, maybe even some university students who aren't studying anything graphically heavy or intense, and families looking for a home laptop to browse or online shop, jump on a Zoom call, or view and write some documents. Now, a lot of people are saying that this is a Chromebook killer, and I have to agree. You will get a lot more value out of a MacBook Neo over a Chromebook if you are an iPhone user too, since you'll benefit from things like iPhone mirroring, where you can drag and drop things from each device, as well as completely operate your iPhone from your MacBook. Sure, it's a slightly more expensive value, but arguably a much better software experience. So let's take a closer look at the hardware. The base model, beginning at $599 USD and $899 AUD, gives you this chassis, which is a lightweight 13-inch device with a liquid retina display reaching 500 nits of brightness, a 1080p camera for calls, 2 side-firing speakers, a headphone jack, and 2 USB-C ports. The one closest to the hinge will allow for display connectivity, and the one underneath will allow for everything else accessory-wise. And both ports, they both allow for charging. Speaking of, this does come with a 20-watt charger, but it does support a 35-watt if you want to buy that separately. There's 4 fun colors to choose from, with silver, indigo, blush, and citrus, and all have the standard Magic Keyboard with 256 gigs of storage. Unless you pay a little bit extra, then you can up it to 512, and it also gives you the addition of Touch ID on your keyboard, which I personally cannot live without. It makes logging into things and paying for things with Apple Pay so much easier. Also, the keyboards have no backlight, which I'm seeing a little bit of talk about online. Yes, it's a shame, especially if you're working in the dark, but I personally don't think it is that much of an issue. The biggest complaint that I'm actually seeing online is that this device comes with 8 GB of RAM. This is not an issue for the target audience that this is aimed at. General browsing and internet surfing will be fine, and you can still have multiple tabs open at once, which is what I am doing and experiencing. The one thing is that 8 GB of RAM, or unified memory as Apple call it, it works so much better than what 8 GB of RAM in a Windows laptop does. Honestly, Windows is its own bottleneck. macOS is just such a better experience. The fact of the matter is, this is positioned as an entry-level device, and it's not fair to be putting criticisms out there about it not being able to do X and Y if X and Y are pro tasks. As an example, here's a look at a small timeline in Final Cut Pro with footage from my iPhone 17 Pro Max. You can see it slightly dropping frames, and the timeline marker is quite laggy, and that's with it on performance mode too. And honestly, that is to be expected because, again, this device is not really designed for this. You can do it, it is doable, but it just doesn't run smoothly compared to what I'm used to. In saying that though, this is a mobile chip that has been proven to edit content on an iPhone just fine. So using something like CapCut or iMovie, perfectly okay. Even using them through iPhone mirroring and just editing it on your phone from your Mac, it does it fine. CapCut, it seems to run better than Final Cut Pro, of course, but, and it's a big one, you just need to be aware before buying that this is not the device made for high-level content creation or video editing. This is where you're best to look at the MacBook Air or the MacBook Pro lineup. The average person looking to run a small business and, create their own social media assets on something like Canva or Pixelmator, again, CapCut, this is going to do that fine. Especially on the admin side of things, that is where this will be able to handle a lot. But anyway, moving on, local pricing. So in Australia, this is listed at $899, and that is for the 256 GB, which is not a lot of storage. So do keep in mind that what you're storing on here, you might get to a point where you need to buy an external SSD if you've got files bigger than what documents and photos are. Videos or movies. But the 512 GB option, that does give you Touch ID, that is priced at $1,099. So this is what I would recommend, but I do understand that lower price point is very enticing. Still though, they are both such great prices, and it really makes this more accessible to users, and I love to see that, especially in this economy when the cost of laptops and computing and computer parts are going through the roof, and supply is also becoming shorter too. It's kind of amazing that Apple have released this, especially during this time, but in my mind, it does make sense, especially because the chip that they're using is not even that old. It's not outdated. It's 1 year old, it's just a baby. And one more thing, to those who are saying just buy an iPad. it's not the same experience. macOS is such a great operating system, especially compared to iPadOS, which tries to be similar and, to be fair, has had a lot of improvements, but it just doesn't quite match up. I personally love the iPad, but I still find that I reach towards my Mac no matter how hard I try to make it fit in with my workflow and my life. A MacBook is just the way to go for me. And weigh up the costs. If you get yourself an iPad, the base level, 256 gigabytes of storage, and then you want the laptop-like experience, you need to then add on the Magic Keyboard. So that puts you at 1,198 Australian dollars, which is more expensive than this at the 512 gigabyte level too. So if you're questioning whether this is good for your use case, chances are it's probably better to go with at least a MacBook Air, as you sound like someone who uses their laptop a bit more than what the average person does. The ones that don't question this, that is who this is made for. And let me tell you, I love this laptop. I've been really enjoying my time with it, even though I am a pro user and am not the target audience. It's just been really nice having a lightweight and smaller, basically notebook to write scripts and do emails and all my admin. It's good, I like it. So subscribe if you want to see a longer term review, and I'll catch you in the next video.